History Today, where we delve into history, politics, and how they love repeating themselves. I'm your host, and today we'll be diving into the discussion topic of civic engagement. Now, what exactly is civic engagement? No, it's not the engagement of civilized people. While we love to see that, we are actually going to be covering its true definition and how we as a people can engage not only with our community and those around us, but with our politicians and those in charge. Now, let's kick off with what is civic engagement. The American Psychological Association defines civic engagement as individual and collective actions designed to identify and address issues of public concern. Think of what might concern you about your community. Maybe it's a lack of safe play spaces, lack of stop signs, perhaps an abundance of weeds or nasty plants and trash riddling the streets. Through civic engagement, these would be a part of a long list of tasks to address to neighbors and even as far as county officials at times. Of course, based on the situation, I don't think the sheriff wants to hear about your neighbor's car, Karen. How can we engage with politics and truly make a difference in our communities? Does little old me really make a difference? Great question. Like my mom always says, it never hurts to just ask. Of course, she was referring to me wanting to get some extra sauces, but that's not the point here. The point is that regardless of your societal standing, people want to hear from people like them. Why is this important? It's important because we are the ones that will come back to our communities and actually reside in them at the end of the day. A political figure can say so much, but at the end of the day, they are not the ones living our lives and our experiences. It is important for us as a community to allow our voices to be heard loud and clear. Not only is this great for us adults who are more closely affected by politics and living situations, but it will boost our children and generations of tomorrow. If we as young adults can begin to demonstrate a much larger interest in common politics, especially those relating to our communities, we can help not only provide for the children with a better, safer, and living and learning conditions, but this would allow for students to grow and excel at a much higher rate than we currently see. Not only would civic engagement from young adults help our children, but it would help our city officials and show them that we are capable of much more than they are led to believe. Though, let's remember that young adults are not the only ones with access to a community and communication to politicians, but so are the rest of the adults and even children. Teenagers and older children are rapidly growing more and more interest in politics and the betterment of their communities, thanks to those role models around them, showing them we don't have to rely on those in power and can instead instill change on our own. Now, how can one exactly engage? Even better question. Civil engagement is not some cookie-cutter list and instead contains a broad variety of tasks and examples of how anyone can engage and assist their community. For starters, all of us over the age of 18 can vote in any election, be it as small as what brand water to buy for your office. Showing this form of political and communal interest is huge, considering how the polls are so rapidly changing. Say host, what about us kids? I'm so glad you asked. Children and anyone under the age of 18 have a variety of ways to participate in civic engagement. There are so many places that are always looking for volunteers locally. For example, think pet shelters, foster facilities, and even parks in need of a little cleanup. Of course, check with your parents and prioritize your safety, but don't think you need to be 18 to help. Not only can you make a change in your community, but you can send emails and letters to political officials anywhere in the country. Access to the internet is too easy these days, so saying, "I can't help," is a crazy statement. Maybe cleaning isn't your thing, and that's okay. You can always write to city officials about unsafe roads or a desire for a playground or better cafeteria food, and this applies to anyone of any age. With all of this in mind, let's explore one of the most popular cases where civil engagement was the entire movement, the American Civil Rights Movement. If it wasn't for brave men and women like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and Malcolm X, who knows where our country would stand today? Protests like the Montgomery bus boycott and marches like the Selma to Montgomery March in 1965 and the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963 were all civilian-led. Sure, they might have been backed by political or religious figures, but the only reason they went as far as they did and advanced so well was because of the people and civilians like us. So the next time you think about a change you wish would happen in your community, don't daydream. Instead, make it your day's reality. That's all from me today, folks. Remember, history repeats, so be different and learn. This is your host, signing out.